Call to order the 2014 governing body and the reading of the Open Public Meeting Act statement. In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice have been given to all members of the governing body and the two newspapers that have been designated to receive such notice, the Local Source and the Star Ledger. Let's please stand for an invocation. Dear Lord, please bless our community and all of its citizens. Please watch over our police department, our volunteer fire department, and our volunteer rescue squad as they keep our community safe and protect and serve us. Help guide this governing body to make decisions that will benefit the best interest of all our citizens. And lastly, please bless Rich Osija and his family and give them the continued strength to persevere and to help Rich fight what he's going through right now. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Here.
Councilman Zirkis?
Here.
Councilman Lane?
Here.
Councilman Messner is absent. Councilman Mortimer?
Here.
Councilman Turner?
Here.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of December 16th, 2014.
So moved.
Second.
Motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zirkis?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
We have a number of state representatives who almost feel like they're coming home when they come to Mountainside. I know we feel like, actually I think they do live in Mountainside, even though they may have a different address.
Don't tell anybody else.
Pretty close.
I just want to recognize them. We have the Senate Republican leader, Tom Kane.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Don't think just by clapping they're not going to say a few words. Next, we also have the Assembly Republican leader, John Bramnick, and head comic. We have Assembly woman Nancy Munoz. Welcome you all tonight. I know if you have a few words to say, now would be the great time to do it. I know you also have a couple presentations. If you can just wait for those, that would be good.
Happy New Year, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, great people and residents. Thank you. There you go.
There you go. That's good.
Okay, well,
Well, you, Mr. Mayor?
that's good. We know you guys are on a tight schedule, so we appreciate that. We do have a proclamation tonight for Donna Osija for her service in at the library, and I'd like to read that proclamation. Whereas the Mountainside Public Library is one of the borough amenities that helps us attain and maintain a sense of community that we in Mountainside believe to be rare in suburbia and which we cherish. Whereas from its inception, the backbone of our library has been the Mountainside residents, like Elmer Weber, one of its founders, whose deep roots in the community and dedication to their work made our library a reflection of our community. Whereas in 1991, Donna Osija was appointed to the Library Board of Trustees. In her 24 years on the board, Donna served as on various key committees: personnel, building and grounds, finance, policy review, long-range planning, and the nominating committee. Whereas Donna Osija has lived in Mountainside with her husband, Richard, for 26 years while raising their lovely daughters, Ashley, Kimberly, and Courtney, whereas Donna's experience as an accounts payable officer for the Westfield Board of Education for 16 years and her involvement in various community programs has enhanced her role as a library trustee. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, State of New Jersey, that we hereby express our gratitude and appreciation to Donna Osija for her many years of dedication and service to the borough through her position as a member of a Mountainside Library trustee.
No, I was on that long. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We have a couple other things, presentations. If you want to speak at the end, that'd be good. Glenn, you want to come up first?
Sure. Actually, if I could just say a few words as well. I've been the council liaison to the library for the past 16 years, and I've worked with Donna for that period of time, and it's been fantastic, and she's had a lot of insights, and has always had the town in mind and heart, and she's certainly worked hard for this town, not only the library board, but numerous other functions. But today I'm here on behalf of Congressman Lance, if I may read a citation from the United States Congress. United States House of Representatives. Commendations and praise are extended to Donna Osija by the citizenry of the 7th Congressional District of New Jersey through their elected representative, Congressman Leonard Lance, for her 24 years of outstanding service to the Mountainside Public Library Board of Trustees. And also on behalf of the Congressman, I'd like to present this flag that was flown over the United States Capitol to Donna for her years of service.
Nice.
Thank you. Jesus.
Come on over here, Glenn. Show the flag. Show the flag.
Just picking up something small and going.
Then we have one more, I believe.
From my buddies.
And we are all about government efficiency, so we're going to do it together.
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't bite, really.
I was going to. Well, I know. I'm not.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
I've walked with you many a day.
I was going to say this. This is on behalf of the General Assembly and the State Senate of New Jersey, passed unanimously in both chambers, and has many whereases and wherefores, and therefore be it resolves that will not be read tonight.
That's my kind of guy.
They will simply say that Mountainside's a far better place because you cared about the next generation. You cared about the kids. You cared about governance. Because anybody who, whether they saw you in the library context or in the county committee, because we all knocked on your doors, and you made an important impact on the future of this great state and the future of this great community because of your passion and your service and your civility and your your wonderfulness, that we are far, far better because we've known you and we've loved you in so many different ways. You're absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
There are very few times where the state legislature actually comes together. Donna, you brought the state legislature together. The way you bring friends and family in Mountainside. And your warmth is so much appreciated in a town such as Mountainside. You reflect the heart and soul of this town, and we're proud that we're here to salute your service. Congratulations.
The first time I met Donna, it was like we'd known each other forever, because she's that type of person. She's so warm and so giving, and was always kind to everybody. And I was thinking about it as you're talking, that Mountainside really is sort of the heart of our district. It's sort of the middle point of our two towns, and almost the middle point of our district. And so you are the heart of what represents the goodness of District 21 and the goodness of the people of Mountainside. And thank you for all you've done. And we're sorry you will not be on board, but as Senator said, it's for the future of the children of Mountainside and for everybody. So congratulations, and we'll miss you.
And in honor of this, everyone return your library book.
I won't forget the fine.
That's right. What's the grace period here?
That's really funny.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Well, Doreen has something from the library board.
Hold on, one more. I'm sorry. Doreen. Most importantly, your colleagues.
Yes, many of them throughout the years.
On
Many,
behalf
many.
of the trustees, we are going to miss you. Here's a thank you gift.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think I am right now, but what I will say is Bob Violante, Mayor Bob Violante, God rest his soul, called me up one day. I had just resigned my position at the Board of Ed in Irvington, and I had a 6-month-old, my oldest, who's now going to be 25, and he was calling me up saying, it's time for you to get involved in Mountainside, it's time for you to meet new people, let's go, let's go. And I said, well, you know, what do you want me to do? He said, get on the library board. I said, okay, when is that, you know, meet Monday nights, 7:30, okay, fine. I said, well, I need a babysitter. He said, don't worry, I got a babysitter for you. Rich is standing right here in my office, you'll be fine. I never knew I'd be there for 23 years. And really, the only reason I am leaving is to bring new blood on and for me to move on also. You know, I'm the one, right, Doreen, I have the longest time on there, and I just can't dedicate what I used to be able to do. So right now, I've made a lot of friends on the board. I've worked with a lot of great council people, wonderful council people. And the library is a great place to meet, to learn, to hook up your internet, and the staff and the directors are wonderful. So I've met a lot of people over the years, and I am going to miss it. But thank you very much for everything. Thanks.
Okay, now I'd like to call on our acting chief. Al, come on up for our police awards.
First of all, I'd like to thank the mayor and council for giving us this opportunity to present these awards tonight. And Commissioner Turner.
Could you get behind the podium for the microphone, please?
Okay, the first officers I'd like to call up are Officer Pasquale, Corporal Tom Norton, Sergeant Andrew Sullivan, Sergeant Michael Jackson, and Officer Jim Debbie. On March 31st, 2014, a female Westfield resident spent her day shopping at the Watchung Square Mall. Unbeknownst to her, while loading packages into her vehicle, a 2014 Lexus SUV, she was being watched by 2 career criminals who had decided they were going to carjack her vehicle. The suspects followed the victim in a rented car from the mall to her home in Westfield. As she exited her vehicle, one of the suspects forcefully took the vehicle and fled towards Lawrence Avenue in Westfield. An alert neighbor notified 911 via his cell phone and followed the carjacked vehicle onto Route 22. Officer Debbie, who received the 911 call, relayed the information to our patrol units, who began monitoring traffic on various locations along the highway. The suspect, who was driving the carjacked vehicle, observed one of our patrol cars ahead and exited the highway, abandoning the vehicle behind a business. Officer Pasquale, while exiting the driveway of police headquarters, observed the suspect and engaged him in a foot pursuit leading into the parking lot of the Exxon gas station. The second suspect, who was driving the rented car, entered the Exxon gas station, allowing the suspect that Officer Pasquale was chasing to get into the vehicle. As the suspects fled from the station, they aimed their vehicle at Officer Pasquale, who was forced to fire his weapon in an attempt to stop them from hitting him. The suspects, who were not struck by any of the bullets, turned their vehicle and fled north on New Providence Road with Corporal Norton in pursuit. As the suspects attempted to turn onto Orchard Road, they struck the curb, which caused their vehicle to become disabled. Both suspects were taken into custody by Corporal Norton with the assistance of Sergeant Sullivan and Detective Jackson, who arrived after the crash. The suspects were charged with eluding, aggravated assault with a weapon, resisting arrest, and additional charges towards the carjacking were filed by the Westfield Police Department. For their actions, the officers are receiving the following awards. Officer Michael Pasquale and Corporal Norton will receive the Excellent Police Service Award. Sergeant Andrew Sullivan and Sergeant Michael Jackson will receive a commendation, and Officer Debbie will receive a certificate of recognition. For the officers who already have these awards, they're going to be receiving a number which goes in the center of the award, indicating how many of these they've received in the past. And for those that are receiving the award for the first time, will receive a commendation bar, which they'll wear above their badge. This is Tom's second Excellent Police Service Award. This is Sergeant Sullivan's third commendation. And Sergeant Jackson's 10th commendation. Okay, next we'll have Corporal Stinner. On August 10th, 2014, Corporal Jeffrey Stinner was patrolling Route 22 in a marked unit when his attention was drawn to an SUV with Missouri license plates. The vehicle was observed changing lanes without signaling. Upon checking the vehicle's registration through the National Crime Information Center computer, he discovered that the plates were not on file. He conducted a motor vehicle stop of the vehicle and asked the driver for proof of the registration. The driver was only able to produce a rental agreement which was partially filled out. While speaking with the driver, Corporal Stinner detected an odor of burnt marijuana coming from inside the vehicle. When backup units arrived, the driver was asked to step from the vehicle. While the officers were talking with him, the odor of burnt marijuana was also detected on his clothing. The driver admitted to investigating officers that he and the other occupants had smoked marijuana before being stopped. A narcotics canine dog was requested to respond to conduct an exterior sniff of the vehicle. During the sniff, the dog provided positive indications that there was narcotics in the vehicle. The driver gave officers permission to search the interior, which resulted in additional positive reactions from the canine. The officers then searched the vehicle, finding large sums of U.S. currency in the glove box and on the driver, and a bag of suspected marijuana in a backpack. The 4 occupants of the vehicle were placed under arrest. A further investigation revealed that 2 of the passengers of the vehicle had prior arrests for narcotics distribution. While at police headquarters, the canine officer had his dog perform a sniff of the currency, which also resulted in positive indications of narcotic traces. The currency, which totaled $9,726, was seized by our department and is currently seeking forfeiture of the funds through the Superior Court. For his investigatory skills, Corporal Stinner is receiving a departmental commendation. Again, this is Corporal Stinner's 11th commendation. The next is Sergeant Jackson and Sergeant Huber, who's unable to be with us tonight due to an illness. On August 12, 2014, Detective Sergeants Huber and Jackson opened an internet fraud investigation along with inspectors from the U.S. Postal Service. The scheme was the promise of earning large sums of money in exchange for the victim's debit card and personal identification number. To entice the victims, who were often young adults in need of quick money, the suspects posted pictures of themselves flaunting stacks of money on social media pages. When the suspects were able to convince the victim to turn over their debit card and PIN number, they quickly made a few financial transactions against the victim's account, allowing them to then withdraw funds. These transactions would not be discovered as being fraudulent for a few days. The victim, despite repeated attempts to contact the suspect via the internet, would never have any further contact with them and is left with an empty account and bad check charges from their bank. The detectives' investigation, which spanned a 3-month period, involved internet surveillance, having undercover officers make contact with the suspects, surveillance of the suspects, and tracking of financial accounts. As a result of their investigation, 3 suspects were arrested and charged with identity theft, theft by deception, bad checks, and possession of forgery devices. The suspect's vehicle, which was used during the commission of these crimes, was also seized, and our department is seeking forfeiture of the vehicle through the Superior Court. For their investigatory skills, Detective Sergeants Huber and Jackson are receiving departmental commendations. This is Detective Sergeant's 11th commendation. Thank you. Congratulations to all the officers.
Congratulations. Next, I'd like to give out some employee awards. If I could just step down to the podium. These awards tonight are being given to employees who have dedicated their service for at least 25 years. The first one that the first award is going to go to Ruth M. Reese. If she could come forward, please. Ruth began her career in Mountainside on July 7th, 1985. During her 29-year tenure, she has worked as secretary to almost every department in the building, starting with Public Works and the Mountainside Planning Board. Ruth has since settled in the construction department, processing every construction permit in the borough while coordinating all necessary inspections, which is no easy task. She is also our county representative for the Community Development Block Grant Program for many years and is currently the vice chairperson of the Block Grant Board. Congratulations, Ruth, on your 29 years, and hope to see you for another 29 years.
There's your name on that one.
I want to thank everyone. It's been such an honor to work here. I've enjoyed working here in Mountainside all these years. 29 years have seemed to have gone by so quickly. I just can't believe it. I've known so many of you. I've met so many of you. I've enjoyed working for you with Planning Board and the construction permits. And I want to thank everyone for this wonderful, wonderful honor. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. The next award goes to Debbie A. Villard. She's with us 27 years.
Nice.
Debbie started her career with the Mountainside Courts on August 1st, 1987. Debbie began as a violations clerk and is presently the deputy court administrator, scheduling police officers and defendants for weekly court over the course of 27 years means Debbie had been in the court more than 1,400 times. Fortunately, on the right side of the bench. Congratulations to Debbie in her 27 years, and another 27 years will be cake.
Thank you.
Kodak moment.
That's one of the...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well deserved. Next, we have one for Thomas R. Root, 25 years. Okay. Martha, 26. Get that right, please. Tom began with the Mountainside Department of Public Works on January 3rd, 1989, so that's 20. It's 26, you're right. And has developed into a jack of all trades. Tom knows the infrastructure of the borough better than anyone else. He has been our go-to guy with any questions about older building, utility lines, including what goes where and why. Tom was born and raised in the borough. Congratulations to Tom for his accomplishment of 26 years, and we look forward to having him here for many more years. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. The next one is for Acting Chief Alan V. Antanasio, 25 years with working in Mountainside. Al began his police career in the County of Union and Department of Corrections in 1984, then moved to the Plainfield Police Department in 1986, and finally came to Mountainside on June 1st, 1989. He's got 26 years too then, that means, right? No? Okay. Alan was promoted to corporal in 1994, to sergeant in 1998, to lieutenant in 2009, and was just appointed acting chief this past October. Al has also served the borough as a volunteer fireman since December of 2001. Congratulations on 30 years as a policeman, 25 or 26 with the borough of Mountainside.
Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure serving such a fine community and for our council. The support that you give us is second to none. Thank you.
The last award is for Corporal Kenneth J. Copabianco. He couldn't be with us here tonight. He's here 25 years also. Ken began his police career with the Borough of Roselle Park in 1985 and switched to the Mountainside Police on December 18th, 1989. He was promoted to corporal on January 2nd of 1996. Ken has always loved the traffic section of the department and is presently a motorcycle officer. Congratulations to Ken for his now we got 29 years over here. For a lot of years of service as a policeman. Oh, I see, 29 years as a policeman and 25 in the borough of Mountainside. Congratulations. And I really want to thank Ken, because he's not here tonight. I get to keep his watch, so I'll really thank him.
Sorry? The same Mountainside information? Yes.
Got the wrong watch.
Okay, next we have any comments from council members? We did that already. Any comments? No, council members? So then we need a motion to adjourn the 2014 governing bodies.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are so adjourned. At this point, we need to have our judge, Jim DeRose, administer the officer, the Councilwoman Deanne Andre and Councilwoman Keith Turner. Need to swear them in.
You did a little few changes there.
Well, you sort of are. You know. I think we're going to do Councilwoman Deanne Andre first, even though.
Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
I, Deanna Andre,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and
and
allegiance
allegiance
to same
to same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of councilwoman
all the duties of councilwoman
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Yeah, sure.
Get the whole family in there. Next, we have Councilman Keith C. Turner. Councilman.
Turner. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I
I, Keith Turner,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to same
to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of councilman
all the duties of councilman to
to the best of my
the
ability.
best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
I now call to order the 2015 governing body. Roll call, Martha.
Councilwoman Andre. Here. Councilman Birkus.
Here.
Councilman Lane.
Here.
Councilman Messler.
Here.
Councilman Mortimer.
Here.
Councilman Turner.
Here.
Okay, everyone, sit back. You're gonna have to listen to me for a few minutes. In thinking about what I was gonna say tonight, every time I tried to come up with some theme for this speech, it always comes back to the same thing, that we have a wonderful, wonderful community here, and nothing exemplifies the great community that we have more than the community events that occur during the year. Last year, I went through some of the events, and I'd like to do that again this year because, like I said, it truly exemplifies what Mountainside is all about. The first event comes in April of each year. It's the opening day for Mountainside Youth Baseball and Mountainside Softball Association. It's truly the kickoff of the spring in Mountainside. We have a wonderful parade. We have, I think, in excess of 500 kids who participate in the two programs. We have at least 200 coaches, if not more, and then we have certainly a number of volunteers who get the fields ready, who work in behind the scenes to make sure all the scheduling is done, all the teams are picked, all the uniforms are gotten to the children. prior to the parade. It's truly a community event. When you go stand out there on the field and you see all the kids and all the coaches and all the parents and all their relatives and all their friends standing there with that sparkle in their eye, knowing that they're starting a new baseball and softball season, it truly is just a wonderful sight out there. The next event really comes in the summertime. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It comes on Memorial Day. We have, and this past year, we had our 3rd annual Memorial Day Parade. It is a fantastic, fantastic way to honor the veterans who are not here because they have fallen in war or have passed away since they were in active duty, and we also have a number of retired military personnel. Our VFW, when we first started the parade 3 years ago, was in jeopardy of having to disband because they did not have enough members. I think through the efforts of Tim McLaughlin, who's now the head of the VFW, as well as the support that we've shown the VFW through the parade, they now have over 40 members, and they're going very strong. You know, we honor them at a ceremony down at Constitution Plaza, which is, we have all the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts and the Daisies and the Brownies, and I always forget one of the organizations, but they're all there, and they all support the veterans at that ceremony. Then we have the whole town. If you're not down at Constitution Plaza, you're outside in front of your house. We have flags along the parade route, and there's great support. I mean, the veterans, you can see the glow in their faces as they're walking down the street or riding in one of the convertibles, and you have little kids out there waving flags. You have, you know, their parents and adults applauding them. It truly is a great way for us to honor the fallen veterans as well as the ones that were in the parade. And to top it all off, we have a great picnic down at behind Our Lady of Lourdes Church. This year, we still had the strong support of the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts, but we did also have some other volunteers who stepped up and helped us with the cooking and made the parade, at the end of the parade and the picnic was very successful. Again, a beautiful day for Mountainside. Nothing warms your heart more to see how we honored the veterans on that day. The next event is the 4th of July, which happens behind Our Lady of Lourdes Church and also behind Deerfield. It's sponsored by the council. It's also sponsored by the Mountainside Volunteer Fire Company. And it's also sponsored by the Mountainside PAL. It just shows how all of the community organizations can work together and present the town with a fabulous fireworks. The Board of Ed, we have a great relationship with them. We have a really good relationship with Our Lady of Lourdes. And which just creates, again, that community atmosphere that makes Mountainside the town that we all love. The next event, and I think I forgot this one last year, happens in the fall. It's an all-day event which starts with the Mountainside PAL Cop Trot. We have a Tot Trot, which is for the little kids. It starts around 8:30. They do their run around through Our Lady of Lourdes and on Central Avenue and back through the school. And then we have the actual Cop Trot, where we have over 200 participants. We get great support from the businesses in town. Again, we have great support for all the volunteers that help make that event a truly successful event. After that follows the PTA Fall Festival, and when you go out there, you see the rides, you see the games, you see the vendors, you see the food, you see all the contests. You know, it's fully supported by the whole community. You see the kids, the parents. I'd love to see the grandparents out there. I think they have the most fun of anyone at that event. But again, it just truly exemplifies the volunteer spirit and what makes Mountainside a fantastic community. We also added something new this year. I think they called it the Softball Smackdown. I don't know, I could have it wrong, where we had the Mountainside Police played the Mountainside Fire Department in a softball game, and then we had the Mountainside Softball Association played Mountainside Youth Baseball in a hard-fought game that, again, just exemplifies the true spirit of Mountainside. There was a lot of volunteers there. They were selling food. It was supported by a lot of the members of the community. The last event is probably one of my favorite, and that's the tree lighting over which we in Mountainside, which we kick off the holiday season. You know, nothing gets you in the holiday spirit more than seeing the I want to say brownies or Girl Scouts, and I know I'm going to mess that up, sing their carols and just really ringing those bells, and just they really inspire the holiday spirit. Then we had the fire department running Santa across Route 22, which for the kids is very, very exciting. So with all those community events, certainly, you know, it just gives you that warm, special feeling that you have being a Mountainside resident and being a member of the Mountainside community. To get back to some of the basics, again, I'm proud to report, I guess this is the third year in a row I've reported that Mountainside is fiscally sound, you know, and it's thriving. You know, despite the 2% mandated cap, we're still providing the services that our residents deserve, and the reason that we're able to do that even with the 2% cap is that we have a wonderful staff and administration here. That's where it starts. We have many Mountainside volunteers. We have a tremendous number of programs through the rec department. And I just want to commend all of the employees and the staff for the great job that they do. I was provided with reports for each department with all their achievements during the year, and rather than try to go through them tonight, which would take a long time, they'll be posted on the Mountainside webpage for anyone that wants to read the wondrous accomplishments that each department has had this year. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't especially commend the glue and the grease that makes Mountainside run as efficiently that it does, and that's our administrator, Jim Debbie. I really want to thank him. Without him, my job would be much more difficult, and he really makes everything move very smoothly in town. Whenever I have any problems, he's there. Whenever anyone has any problems in this town, Jimmer is always there to try to help them. He does it most of the time behind the scenes. And you don't really realize the good work and how much the citizens of Mountainside.
No watch?
No watch. You got one already, I think. What do you mean? And you didn't retire yet, so forget it. The other big thing that's going to happen in Mountainside this year, and it really took a lot of effort and probably through the help of the council and the planning board and our borough attorney, John Post, and again, Jimmer, is this year the downtown of Mountainside is probably going to be, you're going to see more changes and developments down there than we have probably in the history of Mountainside. We have the planning board has approved at least 2 retail stores on the corner, maybe 3 on the corner by New Providence Road and Mountain Avenue. I'm hoping this year we're finally going to get the Barnes track, which has been sitting dormant for a number of years, which is property that is next to 7-Eleven and also behind 7-Eleven. There's been new statutes and ordinances that we've passed that is going to permit probably 6 retail stores running down Mountain Avenue, along with 30 residential units, some above the stores and some behind it. So, you know, once all these construction and all this planning gets completed, we're basically going to double the downtown area. So I think it's a you know, everyone says one of the things they like about Mountainside is it never changes, and I think that this is one change that is certainly going to be for the best for Mountainside. It's not going to change the face of Mountainside. I think it's just going to give us a lot more services, a lot more things for us to now maybe have a real downtown, and I'm very excited about that. One of the things that I expressed last year, and I'm going to express it again this year, even though we have fantastic volunteerism in this town, we need to not stand by and sit back and let the other person volunteer. I think that's a big mistake. Everyone needs to get out, whether it's for your children or just for the community at large, for whatever organizations you're involved in. You need to go out and you need to actively volunteer. Nothing, and I've been a big proponent of volunteering, and one of the reasons that I am is that I know firsthand how good it makes you feel when you volunteer. You know, at this point, my kids really are grown up, and I continue to volunteer because I know it's for the benefit of the community. We really need to foster that volunteerism. I had a meeting with the Cub Scouts, I guess it was about a month ago, and it was in connection with one of their merit badges, citizenship. And one of the things that we talked about in what makes a person a good citizen is volunteering. Volunteering to help people that are in need. Volunteering to help your friends. Volunteering to help your neighbors. You know, and it's these random acts of volunteerism, like helping your neighbor rake her leaves, an elderly neighbor. Shovel their sidewalk. If you have a kid in school who's maybe not the most popular and is maybe felt like he or she is an outsider, that you go to that child and you say, and you bring them into the fold. You know, you're doing random acts of volunteerism, random acts of kindness, which really can help to improve the fantastic community that we already have. So, on a final note, please, I urge everyone that's already volunteering to continue to volunteer. Don't get tired of volunteering, okay? And for those of you who are sitting on the sidelines watching other people volunteer, please step up and volunteer yourself. That's what makes Mountainside the great community that it is, and as far as I'm concerned, the best town in New Jersey. Thank you. Next, we have the election of council president. We have any nominations? Clem?
I nominate Keith Turner for council president.
Second.
Any other nominations? I guess we poll the council on this?
Yes.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierkis?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Sure, why not?
Next, we have a number of resolutions that we're going to be addressing, so I'm going to take some of them in bulk so we can move it along a little bit. Let's first start with Resolution 1-2015, which is the adoption of the Rules of Council for 2015. And then we also have Resolution 2-2015, which is the appointment of certain council people to committees. It's the Fire Committee, our Administrative and Executive Committee, our Public Works Committee, our Police Committee, our Solid Waste Recycling Committee, our Media and Information Committee, and our Recreation Department. Do we have a motion for those resolutions?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierkis?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 3-2015, which is the appointment of the council liaison to all the boards and committees. And then we also have Resolution 4-2015, which is the appointment of the members of the planning board. We have a motion for those resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierkis?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have a Resolution 5-2015. This is the appointment of various boards and committees. We have the Board of Health, the Emergency Management Board, the Construction Board of Appeals. We have the Shade Tree Commission. We have the Municipal Alliance Committee. We have the Library Board of Trustees. And we also have the Historic Preservation Committee. Do we have a motion for that resolution?
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion, we have a second. Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierkis?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 6-2015, which is the appointment of borough officials. Do we have a motion for that resolution?
So moved.
You have a second?
Second.
Poll the council.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Zierkis?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes. Daydreaming, sorry.
The next resolution is the appointment of the designated positions in the fire department. So I think this involves a swearing in, Jim, which Jim's going to do. I'm just going to read their names. As chief, we have Gary Canigallo, assistant chief Anthony Pecorelli, deputy chief Matthew Watson, another deputy chief Neil Williams, Captain Tom Triola, Captain Andrew Meeks, Lieutenant Candace Lasofsky, and Lieutenant Adam Fody. Can they all come forward, please?
Okay, come on up this way.
Hold the Bible and all these guys.
If you put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand, and then everybody put their left hand on the fellow in front of them shoulder and raise your right hand. Okay? Need you to raise your right hand. Okay, if you repeat after me. I. State your individual names, please. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance. To same. And to the governments established in the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. I do further solemnly swear.
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of my position
all the duties of my position
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
And I guess also as part of that resolution, we have the appointment of the designated positions in the rescue squad. And if they could come forward, please. President Anne-Marie Pires, Vice President Corrine Moore, Treasurer Laurie Rubino, Secretary Norma Huber, Captain Eric Pastor, Deputy Captain Chris Cilio, First Lieutenant Jay Castro, Second Lieutenant Julius Korn, Chaplain Vicky Schmidt, and delegates to the First Aid Council are Norma Huber and Steve Sussman. If they could come forward and get sworn in.
Put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, put your left hand on the person in front of your shoulder. Repeat after me. I state your individual names, please. Solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of my position
all the duties of my position
of the rescue squad
of the rescue squad
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. We're going to need you after the meeting.
Okay.
Nothing like putting the cart in front of the horse. Now that we've sworn in our officers, we need to vote on that resolution. So if we have a motion on the resolution, please.
So moved.
We have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messner?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have two resolutions. Resolution 8-2015, which is the appointment of the Community Development Committee members. And we also have Resolution 9-2015, which is the appointment of the school crossing guard. We have a motion for those resolutions.
So moved. Second.
Second, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messner?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have the Resolution 10-2015, the appointment of our Borough Attorney, John Post, who came in socially late at 7:30 for our meeting tonight, but we still appreciate the fact that he came here tonight. Do we have a motion on that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messner?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Jim, make sure you dock us pay a half hour,
Absolutely.
okay?
Absolutely. I made a note. So noted.
Next, we have Resolution 11-2015, which is the appointment of the Borough Auditor and Financial Advisor. We have Resolution 12-2015, which is the appointment of the Risk Management Agent. And then we have Resolution 13-2015, which is the appointment of the Borough Engineer, and Resolution 14-2015, which is the certification to receive goods and services. We have a motion for those resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messner?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 15-2015, which is the designation of depositories, and we have Resolution 16-2015, which is the designation of the official newspapers. We also have Resolution 17-2015, which is the designation of the rate of interest on delinquent taxes, and Resolution 18-2015, which is the designation of bonding per employee. Do we have a motion for those resolutions?
So moved. Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 19-2015, which is the authorization to co-sign checks. We need to insert Councilman Turner in as council president in that resolution. With that amendment, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 2015, which is the 2015 calendar date of meetings. There is one major change to that resolution this year. We're moving our meetings. They're now going to start at 7:30 instead of 8 o'clock. So with that change noted, do we have a motion? And also, Bill Lane promises to run for another term as part of this resolution. So we have a motion for that resolution.
So moved.
Second.
I have a second. I just want to make sure that we need to send emails to Messler and Posto.
Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have our three final resolutions. Resolution 21-2015, which is authorizing the 2015 temporary operating budget. We have Resolution 22-2015, which is replenishment of the petty cash funds. And we also have Resolution 20-2015, which is the appointment of the fire prevention official appointment. Do we have? It's 23, I'm sorry. Resolution 23 is the fire prevention official appointment.
So
we have a
moved.
motion for those three. We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre?
Yes.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Lane?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilman Mortimer?
Yes.
Councilman Turner?
Yes.
Next, we have audience participation. Ted, I'm glad to see you're here this year. We didn't have to send the police up to get you. Why don't you come forward?
It's true, I missed a year. As you get older, I've been in this town since 1977, speaking of long terms. And I fell asleep after dinner. Woke up at 8:30 and said, oh, it's over. That was last year. So this year,
It was 2013.
was it 13? I thought it was 14. Now, what's your last year? Oh, it was 2013. Can't even remember what year we were. So, the mayor is, Donna, congratulations.
Thank you.
The library is a wonderful place to go. I've enjoyed it through many years, and still think it's one of the finest libraries in the area. I even have another generation in this town coming. My son has moved in across the street, and I have a grandchild here, so it's a repeat thing, and that happens. And it goes along with the theme that the mayor brought up today is, it's a wonderful town. And it's because of this council and their service that they bring that makes it a wonderful town. And so I want to thank them. You did forget one important event, or at least I don't know if it's an official town event, but the auto show.
I know. Council President Turner already gave me my lashings for forgetting the car show. So.
That's another event, and you can find the mayor at other events, openings of businesses and things around town where he has to attend outside of these meetings and everything. But I want to thank the council, and hopefully on behalf of the audience members here, for the service that you give to this town and making it such a great place to live and to be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments? How about comments from council?
I just want to wish everyone a healthy and happy new year, and once again, thank the residents for their continued support for re-electing myself as well as Councilwoman Andre, and stay healthy and keep fighting, Rich.
We are going to have some refreshments next door. Everyone is welcome to join us. With that, we need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion. All in favor? Aye. So adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.